Hey, welcome back to my channel. I'm Aldyn and I am here with you today to talk about a supernatural topic, twin flames and telepathy and ESP. And, let's everyone get out our crystal balls and ask the universe what we really want to tell our twin flames, from a place of maybe like a joke, like a meme that you saw today, actually. So if you want to go ahead and put that into this space right here, like your crown chakra area, and just like catapult it into your twin flames crown chakra area. Did that work? Okay, so probably caught on to the fact that I'm not being serious about that part. And also trying to communicate with your twin flame via a Ouija board is probably not going to work. Of course, your twin flame is more than likely very alive, just like you, and loves you just like you love them. Whether or not that is apparent to you at this very time, whether or not you know who your twin flame is. Yeah, there's a lot of talk in the twin flame community about things like telepathy and just like, how valid is it? What can you communicate with your twin flame? And, is it real? Am I experiencing something real? I think is like the big upset a lot of the time. And if you're experiencing it and it's in your reality, then sure, it's real. But one big question to ask yourself here is this, coming from a place of my ego that I haven't dissolved yet? Or is this something that, is divine, that is love, that is, like a heart message, if you will? And it could be more sexual in nature, below the belt, so to speak. It could be, a variety of different experiences, because we all communicate with our twin flames uniquely, and seeing us as a part of a bigger whole, learning to communicate with another part of itself, the complementary part, as one. We're all doing that in our own ways, and so to think that like there's something weird about communicating with your twin flame is actually, where the error is, and largely, how we've been taught that humans communicate with each other. So, like, can you feel someone's emotions when they're around you? Maybe not sometimes, you may be called out as not being a very sensitive person, or you might be empathic. A lot of people in the twin flame community like to use that word, and that is, great and fine, but also it's important to create a container for yourself where you're not leaking your energy into spaces of others. And people who are empathic often experience that they feel people are trying to take their energy. Well, this, is being presented to you because you have something to spiritually master here, and it is your choice, and you can use your will to go ahead and master this, and be sympathetic in every situation. Be empathic, but that doesn't mean that you need to leak your energy at all. And you can, mirror exercise yourself into wholeness, and this will help. And there's other tools available, and so yeah, like it's not actually all that weird or crazy that you can have a psychic connection with the person who is designed as your divine counterpart, your twin flame. You're shining the same light, together out into the world. So if that begins to happen, if that's been happening for a period of years, whatever, you don't need to start going into your ego. So back to that, that's like really, that is where you're going crazy. So if you're kind of hearing for like a little voice, and you think that that is your twin flame and you communicating, it's probably not. You don't have some weird little voice going off, telling you what to do, and that is your twin flame, or your, you communicating with them about like, how you feel having to sit through this movie with your friend. I don't know, like it. That's not how you communicate with someone who isn't there, most likely. So, please comment below if you have an experience you'd like to share around this topic, and that's always of interest. But the thing to do when you do feel like you're communicating with your twin flame from this space, because I'll say that there are, that is like a habit, like a common misunderstanding kind of earlier on for a lot of people experiencing some kind of twin flame awakening, because you feel this really strong connection like you've never felt to anyone else, and that can manifest in a variety of ways. And and you may experience some things within that seem, divinely guided beyond what we're taught, that we generally communicate, how we communicate with others. So then, somehow, if your ego grabs onto that, you can trip yourself up, misinform yourself, just get going in basically babble inside of your head, like a babbling brook. It's like trying to make sense out of nonsense and communicate that with someone else, which is nonsensical. It's like, all those weird characters in Alice in Wonderland or something, like talking to each other. That's not like you and your twin flame's highest self communicating with each other. You might communicate with different chakras of energy. So, depending on how your energy is flowing, there's a lot of different experiences, and so that's different. So, if you're experiencing this kind of like babbling sort of situation going on, and or you're trying to like tell your twin flame like some important information, like, I'm trying to think of an example, and I can't think of one. Just something that's like very detailed, that like you basically would have no need to communicate to your twin flame, like that's not of interest to your higher selves, like in order to bring you two closer together, in order to heal your blocks of separation. It's just, noise, basically. And so this is how we often communicate with ourselves. And so this is what this is pointing us to heal. You'll begin to really, become more aware of this voice, perhaps, when you have been in contact with your twin flame, or maybe you're in union or even harmonious union. And so if you're watching this now, then you probably have mastered to some extent this different, the different ranges of communication that your union can take on. And so there's a place within all of us where harmonious union with our twin flame does exist. And it's that place that we really desire to communicate with our twin flame from. So one thing that you can do in order to facilitate this process is when you're hearing the kind of babbling thing, chatter, head chatter, and somehow you're trying to push this along over to that head over there that is your twin flames, you can bring all that sort of seemingly matter, like those pictures of brains with all the little pictures of the thoughts that are going on inside, and the light bulbs and the TV screen, whatever. So bring all that crap, all that junk, and just filter it through your heart. Bring it down into your heart space and, see what's really there. Feel what's really there. All that remains is love. And this is a place where you can communicate with your twin flame from when you are in a place of peace and love and surrender. And these messages will never look like anything that's unworthy of this kind of communication anyway. So this is something you can practice, and it's also a great way to ensure that you are able to access, your highest good for your own benefit by switching off and allowing the ego that does not exist anyway to just dissolve, to leave you alone, to shine your light, be your divine self, and to co-create with God. So, that's the direction that you really want to go in. And so it's not to worry if you're having any kinds of experiences with your twin flame that you think are, there's crazy energy, you can feel the electricity between the two of you, whatever it may be, there is a whole lot of energy divinely bringing you together as you are in divine truth. So allow the process to happen and surrender yourself completely to it, and the meaning will just be found naturally. You don't need to create meaning around communicating with your twin flame. So feel the love within, and love yourself, and love your twin flame, and love everyone. And you can communicate from this place within to your twin flame, and when you speak in general, out to the world, when you communicate your feelings out to the world, this is the place that you can communicate from. And when you're, directed by your own heart, then that's a very honorable and powerful place to be in, and it will certainly help, facilitate the actions that will guide you to be closer to your twin flame. So I think that's all I want to cover in this video. If you feel that you would like extra guidance and individualized support, I offer coaching sessions and astrology and other services, astrological readings and other services to help guide you in the process to harmonious twin flame union. So please check out the services I offer below. Share, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you in future videos. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.